And good day everyone, I'm here with Teacher Edgar. He is the founder and creator of the Pluma and Lano Publishing House. So we're here to interview him to ask about the publishing house and his insights as well. So my first question would be, can you tell us about the inspiration behind behind establishing the Pluma at Lana Publishing House?
Definitely, it started out as a dream, for sure. Although hindi ko naman in-imagine na when I was younger na talaga magkakaroon ako ng publishing house. Although I started writing when I was really young. I like stories. Nagbinasahan ako ng storybooks ng parents ko by around 10 years old, nag-start na ako. Yung mga typical, you create stories lang for your own pleasure as a child. Kasi mahilig ka rin magbasa. And then, nauso rin that time yung mga online platforms where you can write your own stories. So, I engaged in those. And
Like
then,
what? Yung
mga fan fiction. Yung gagawa ka na sarili mong story for anime characters, pero in the real world setting siya. Sila like in the anime world, mga ganun. So, I enjoyed doing that. High school, we learned more about literature, so we started more during that time na nag-online platform ako of writing stories, may mga readers doon. So nakakatuwa, at 11 years old, may mga nagbabasa ng stories ko, tapos yung mga nagko-comment, mga adults na nagko-comment ng paano pwedeng improve. Pag nalalaman lang nilang 11 years old ako, natutuwa sila na, talaga 11 years old, magsulat ka na ganyan. So ang dami ko nakuhang encourage ako sa idea. Tapos nung high school, may more writing activities kaya in class. Tapos yun, punta ako sa FLCD, and then puro storybooks. Lahat yan ay biblio. Nahilig ako talaga magbasa and make ng stories. Tapos may isang project kami sa department, ng first year ko sa department as an instructor, na magsulat ng storybooks for children, introducing science and math concepts. Nasama ako sa project kasi before, applied physics yung course ko, before ako nag-FLCD. So, science high school din ako nung high school. So, parang feeling nila, ikaw yung mag-ano ng project dyan kasi introduce, UST kasi yun na project. And then, turns out, it's about making storybooks talaga, not textbooks for children. So, doon nag-start talaga yung official writing of storybooks ko. Since nag-start ko ng 2018, until now, so every year since then, meron kaming 1 or 2 books per faculty member na kasama sa project na susulat for the OST. So, aside from that, sa UNICEF, nagkaroon ako ng pandemic. Nagsulat din kami ng storybook. Actually, audiobook siya para sa remote learning setup. And then, si UNICEF nagustuhan yung pinost namin sa Facebook page ng UPCDC. Tapos, in-encourage nila kami gumawa ng storybooks to be published by UNICEF. So, it's just one thing leading to another. Hanggang sa nagkaroon na ako ng years of writing storybooks. And then, I decided na pag may mga tao nang hihingi ng copies ng book, wala akong magbigay kasi hindi ako yung may-ari ng mga books. Kasi nga, either government agency, NGO, naka-fund. So, sila yung may-ari. Wala akong copyright sa mga books na nasulat ko. So, by this year, I just realized na parang ang lungkot nung nagsusulat ka ng books na hindi mo ma-produce or mabigay sa mga gusto mong bigay. Sabi ko, bakit it's time to write storybooks for me? So, naisip ko noon na mag-publishing house. Like, sa Darna, yung mga sikat na publishing house. Pero parang, may fear din kasi parang tatanggapin ba nila, etc. So sabi ko, hindi ako na lang gumawa. Para at least kontrolado mo talaga lahat. So, tinry lang talaga siya. And then it turns out everything naman went well. So, technically August na kami nag-start.
Yeah.
So, wala pang 1 year, wala pang 6 months. Pero happy naman kami how it's turning out.
Thank you for that insight, sir. So, my next question is, ano po yung vision or mission ng publishing house dito?
So, ang tagline namin sa Pluma at Lana ay books for parenting the next generation with stories that educate the mind and comfort the soul. So, ang idea is, kasi family life and child development yung background. So, baka masagot na ibang tanong. I-together nyo na lang. So sa atin, sa FLCB, ang context natin palagi, hindi hiwalay ang bata sa pamilya.
Opo.
Pero most of the storybooks na makikita mo, it's really meant for the child. Kasi yung language ng bata, yung learning na makukuha, tipong bata na hindi necessarily may makukuha yung parents from it. Kasi it's meant to be for the child. And most authors, children's literature authors, even most parents na nagbibili, alam nila para sa anak nila. Ang realization is, hindi nga hiwalay ang bata sa pamilya. So may pamilyang kasama siyang magbabasa nun. Kung hindi pa siya marunong magbasa, sino ba magbabasa sa kanya? Yung parents din, di ba? So, ang idea is how can you make it more enriching for the parents as well? Yung storytelling experience. Kasi ini-encourage natin from research na magandang ma-expose yung bata sa books. So yung parents bibili ng books. Pero kaya nga, yung parents, part din ng experience na yun. Pero ang natututo lang is yung bata. So, hindi siya as encouraging for the parents. Kaya maraming parents hindi nagbabasa ng storybooks. Diba? Kasi nga parang, what is it for them? Diba? It's always for their child. Okay? Yung mga parents naman na interested, pero yung mga parents hindi value adding to them yung experience minsan. So, ang idea, and gusto mo rin naman yung parents matuto how to parent children. So, ang naisip ng point is, instead of asking parents for time to study more about parenting, paano ba mag-alaga ng bata, tapos gusto mo pa silang magbasa ng book for their child, bakit hindi mo pwede pagsama ka na yun in one experience? You get to read stories to your children, but at the same time, you learn something about parenting from it. Kaya, books for parenting the next generation. So, ang idea, we will publish books that can be used as parenting resources in our parents. So, hindi lang siya para sa bata. May enjoy ng bata, may matutunan ng bata din, pero may hindi matutunan ng parents. So, at the end of the book, may message for the parents talaga siya na paano pwedeng ma-appreciate ng parents yung story na yun, paano na pwedeng i-process for their child, and paano na pwedeng i-process yung reparenting themselves din. Kasi isa naman sa mga thing is, we don't know how to parent talaga. Usually base it on how we were parented by our previous parents. And paano kung hindi okay nga yung parenting ngayon? Diba? So, kasi yung paghuhugutan mo ng information. So, may mga ideas din kami na tinutulungan ng parents na reparent yung inner child nila para yung healed inner child, yung magpa-parent sa anak nila. Dahil meron din akong background ng clinical psychology, yun yung mga pinapasok ko din na elements na yun yung palagay ko rin uniqueness na lumakdala na wala sa ibang books. Kasi nga may background on family life and child development and clinical psychology tied into the story and narratives.
Okay.
Kaya siya educate the mind and comfort the soul. Kasi may ganong element na may target talaga na may healing din na makakuha.
So, nasagot na rin po ata yung third question namin na kung anong klaseng mga books po ba yung napapublish niya, no? So, we'll go through that. Tapos, ito po teacher, we're very very curious kung bakit yung yung first book niya po, yung Naging Bata Rin, is translated para sa Filipino and sa English. May reason ba behind that?
Well, technically, encouraged pa rin talaga na marami kasi mga books nga nag-bilingual na, diba? Na may English and may Filipino. Pero it's really mostly for convenience. Kasi isang book na lang, may dalawang language ka na. Pero mas iba pa rin kasi experience ng one language lang throughout. Kasi kapag ang encouragement din naman namin, pag bilingual yung book, we just choose one language to read it from start to end. So it's either English lang tayo today or Filipino lang tayo today. So kung ganun din naman yung gagawin mo, why not make it separate? Pero syempre, aside from the mas developmental aspect, it's really more for may mga marketing, ito may yung hindi necessarily FLCB part, pero yung marketing plans din kasi if you publish in e-books sa Amazon, for example, na gusto mo yung worldwide yung audience, hindi sila nag-accept na may ibang language. Either English lang siya or Filipino lang siya. Hindi siya bilingual. So, yun. Kasi nga, kunwari, for us, make sense siya for Filipino audience lang. Pero kunwari, American audience na or outside, ano sa kanila yung Filipino words, diba? Hindi mag-matter sa kanila. So, mas maganda mag-create ka ng separate na talaga. Yung gusto mo ng both, hindi ba both? So, you get to sell 2 books with just one title. So, more yung mga marketing aspects din siya. Pero may developmental aspects din.
Yes. So, nabanggit niyo po kanina yung tagline ng Pluma at Lana, di ba? So, kagaya rin po ng experience niyo, sobrang dami niyo na pong storybooks na nabasa and siguro nasulat na rin po. And what do you think is the role ng storytelling or storybooks in general sa family relationship in general po?
Actually, ang isa sa mga lagi kong hina-highlight, diba, uso-uso ngayon yung Bayang Bumabasa Challenge by EDCOM, if you're familiar. So, EDCOM 2 ay may basically di ba mababa daw yung literacy rates natin, yung scores natin worldwide yun. So, dahil doon, sa mga research na lumabas na gano'n, sa mga data na lumabas na yun, si EDCOM 2, yung isang unit sa government, dinedicate sila para ma-improve yung education sa mga Pilipino. So, ang challenge nila is yung reading scores. So, ang efforts na ginagawa natin mostly is gawing independent readers yung mga bata, which is, meaning, gawin mo mas madali yung books para mabasa nila yung books by themselves. And then, bigyan mo sila ng maraming books. Pero, yun yung educational answer from ed perspective. Sa psychological perspective, ano ba yung reason mo for wanting children to read books? Ano yung main motivation mo? Bakit sila magbabasa ng libro? Tayo, gusto natin na magbasa ng libro kasi tataas yung scores natin worldwide, hindi tayo nakakahiya. Tsaka for their own development. Pero, kailangan intrinsically ma-motivate mo yung mga bata magbasa by associating reading with a pleasant experience. Kung hindi ka tulungan magbasa, ang reading hindi pa yan expected at around sa mga batang babies, diba, sa young children, around 4, 5, 6, 7 pa lalabas talaga yung marunong na magbasa yung mga bata. Pero lahat ng bata, lahat ng tao, kahit na prenatal children, already seeks connection, social interaction, social magnetic rate. We communicate, we learn, we're born with the need to connect with people. So, the goal of storytelling is building on that need or want to connect with other people. As social creatures, we are wired to connect. And storytelling is an experience that you can do with a child to foster that connection. If you keep on reading stories to children who cannot read yet, they learn how to connect and they will learn how to want connections more. Especially if you make that reading experience, storytelling experience pleasurable. Because it's fun, it's engaging, it's play. It's fun, it's engaging, it's interactive. I get to ask questions, you get to answer me. I get to learn something from that whole experience. And that is connection. You want children to read because you want them to be able to read what other people has written. So the goal is to connect one person from another din naman. Okay, so it's not about reading letters and reading words, but wanting to connect to other people, and that's built on storytelling. That's kasi you cannot connect, you cannot make storytelling will not happen if walang connection between the reader and the storyteller.
Yeah.
Diba? So that's the power of storytelling. That's the power of books. That's what books can do. It's an opportunity for that, making meaningful connections with the parent and the child, which does a lot, which will influence their development moving forward.
Okay. So, yun po. Thank you for answering that, sir. And yung next question po is, is there a measure or how do you ensure that the stories that you publish are developmentally appropriate for your target audience, which is the children and the parents, right?
Okay, so syempre, definitely, along the way, Pluma at Lana can just grow naman in terms of its systems.
Yes.
Again, we just started in August. So, isang book pa lang din kami. Syempre, yung current measure namin is my personal experience from writing storybooks from the projects before, from the research that we've done. So, sa DOST, nagkaroon kami ng project on how to make sure na yung in-evaluate namin basically yung storybooks na pinagawa namin kung effective ba talaga sila. So, may pinadala namin sila sa mga teachers, nag-evaluate ng mga teachers kung nagamit nila in class, kung natutunan ba ng bata yung gusto yung dapat matutunan din na science concept. So, yung mga ganung information we gathered, and then we were able to make guidelines on how to create an effective storybook, particularly in teaching science and math concepts. So yung mga natutunan ko from my work as sa FLCD, may personal engagement with children, how to read stories to them, development yung lab practices na alam ko. Tinry ko yung i-consider when I'm making may storybook, my first storybook for Luma Atlanta. Meron bang person na nag-evaluate na ako lang din, kasi ako pa lang nga mag-isa pa, sole proprietorship yung Pluma Atlanta. So, I'm Pluma Atlanta, basically. walang ibang tao sa Pluma Atlanta. Ako yung nag-email, ako yung nagsasagot ng mga, ako yung nagpo-post sa Facebook page ng Pluma Atlanta. So, ngayon, ang goal is pag nag-grow kami big enough, there will be people who can also evaluate the books to make sure na before pa siya ma-publish. Pero right now, it's really just based on my personal experience. Pero definitely, yun, pina-follow ko yung mga guidelines na nagawa na namin from previous projects and research on storybooks.
Okay. Nabanggit niyo po na kailan po mag-isa, kahit po yung like, pag-edit ng mga graphics yung kailan po.
Yung sa storybooks itself?
Yes,
okay. So, I write stories. Hindi ako marunong mag-illustrate. Pero, part of your, well, at least ako sa experience ko, ganun ako hands-on on making storybooks even sa DOST. I work with an illustrator, and then I make suggestions and recommendations of ano yung gusto ko makita. Sige ka na-follow naman ng mga illustrators. May mga illustrators naman na very skilled na kasi professional naman sila na hindi mo na kailangan mag-comment masyado. Gets na nila yung how it will look nice. Pero kasi with storybooks, hindi siya pwedeng random illustrations na. Especially for young children na konting alam yung words na ilalagay mo. Yung illustration should be able to help you tell the story. Okay, so merong proper format for yung kahit yung technicalities ng gano'ng kalaki dapat yung picture, just the text, yung color, mga ganyan. And then yung actual picture na i-represent. So, kailangan engaging siya, kailangan captivating siya. So, mas doon ako nagpo-focus sa comments na parang, pero hindi ako yung gumagawa mismo. Minsan nagtatry ako mag-sketch ng yung gusto ko maging itsura para lang, tapos siya na yung magpapaganda ng sketch na kasi hindi ako magaling talaga, mahusay ng goal. Pero yung vision of what I wanna see in the storybook. Kasi, an effective storybook maker or actor will also consider having actual experience of flipping the books. Diba? It's not just about the words that you will put there, pero kung gusto mo ng parang cliffhanger moment, paano yung nandun dapat na may encourage siyang, may mararamdaman siyang feeling, may excite siyang i-flip yung next page. So actually, nakuha ko rin a lot of those from reading a lot of storybooks. Kasi may mga storybooks talaga na gusto mo talaga makita yung next page. Or ikaw as a teacher na nagsa-storytell, alam mo kung kailan mag-emphasize ang ano yung magandang pause, ano yung magandang climactic storytelling experience. So kailangan consider mo rin hindi lang yung actual words or pictures, pero even yung flipping the pages, what would encourage the flipping, what would encourage the pausing. Kasi ang goal mo, hindi na siya dapat mabasahan, dapat may back and forth. So dapat hindi mo pwedeng sabihin lahat ng nangyayari. Kasi gusto mo rin itanong sa mga bata kung ano yung nakikita nila sa book. Kasi gusto mo rin interactive. It's not play if it's not interactive, diba? So kailangan may moments doon na makapatanong yung bata at makakaisip mo rin sila dun sa sagutin yung tanong nila by just sasabihin lang ni teacher, sige, tingnan, ano sa tingin mo sagot sa tanong? Nandito yun sa book. Nasaan siya dyan? So hindi pwedeng lahat sinabi mo doon. Ang hirap na i-explain. Pero may I can show you later kung paano ano yung sabihin ko ba. Paano ka naglalagay ng intentional pauses or opportunities for interaction.
Sige po. Ayun. So, so ito po yung next question namin. What is the biggest challenge you faced in promoting family-oriented children's literature? And ano po yung ginagawa or pinaplano nyo para ma-address sila?
So una, ang main challenge kaya ako din naman hinaon yung Pluma is hindi ko na currently hindi pa ginagamit yung storybooks as a parenting resource. It's used as educational resource for the child. So ang challenge ngayon ay paano mo gustong yung parents ay magbasa sa mga bata but at the same time nag-aaral yung natutunan ang paano mag-alaga ng bata in this modern generation. So minimake sure ko na yung stories, both ang challenge doon is how to make it relatable to the child and the parent at the same time. So, that's really challenging kasi you have two different audience. A child, developmentally a child, and a parent who's an adult na ayaw mo naman kausapin na para silang bata. Okay, so, ang hirap, kailangan mo mahanap yung tamang balance na hindi siya masyadong tunog bata, hindi siya masyadong tunog matanda. Otherwise, wala kang na-hit dun sa parehong child age group. Okay, so yun. The next challenge is kailangan careful ka rin enough na hindi ka magtunog pinapangaralan mo yung parents. Diba? Kasi syempre parents are very defensive.
Yes.
Ayaw naman nilang sabihin na, ano ba itong book na to? Parang ano lang pinagsasabihin. Hindi na sabihin, perfume sa mga nila. Ang goal is, tsaka ang goal mo is, ma-appreciate nila na pwede pa lang ganito yung gawin natin. So, kaya ito pwede. So, kailangan mo silang, kailangan ma-deliver yung point mo na hindi ka mag-offend. Pero in fact, mapaparealize mo na pwede din palang makonsider na lang gawin talaga yun. So, so it's a matter of word choice, language, paano mo siya i-deliver. So, yun din yung mga bagay na pinakonsider for writing a family-oriented story.
So, like, you want to give the parents, like, a moment of reflection pag binasa nila yun.
Tsaka gusto mo maramdaman ng parents, again, hindi sila tinuturuan na para silang bata. Pero, na pinapartneran mo sila in the process of parenting their child. So, kailangan ma-feel nila na adult sila, na may agency sila, na kaya nila, na i-empower. Ang goal is ma-empower at hindi parang nileleksyon.
So, bukod po dun sa mga challenges na sa tingin nyo, yung kinakaharap nyo po ngayon, ano po yung, as your publishing house grows, ano po yung mga ina-anticipate ninyong like obstacles and challenges na makakaharap nyo sa future?
Well, definitely, as someone na hindi naman ako, nakapagsulat ako ng books, pero again, first time ko na iba pa yung publishing house experience, yung actual creating of books, yung selling of books, those are things na hindi naman hindi naman natin aaralin sa FLC kasi hindi naman tayo business course. Diba? So that's an entirely different field. So yun yung challenge ko na nakikita ko right now is how can I extend my teacher self, my FLCB instructor self into this world of, technically it's business. So, while at the same time, ayaw mo naman maging business for business sake. That you just want to earn and sell books and get money. But more of, you're selling a book, you're promoting an advocacy. Yun naman yung reason ko talaga for writing. Kaya nga actually, should I share that? Anyway, parang when I started writing the storybook and doing the launch, the book launch and everything, hindi ko actually inisip kung mabibenta ko ba yung book. Mas ang goal ko is, magugustuhan na siya ng mga tao at na-achieve ko ba yung goal ko na ma-appreciate nila yung ganitong kind of material. So, yung sasabihin kong part na as in wala akong idea pa, wala akong wala pa akong system for accounting. Kapag may pre-order, nung nag-start ako with pre-order before the book launch, magsasend sila ng parang proof of payment, diba? Kasi nung distribute ko namin yung books, hindi ko actually chinek kung mag-send sila ng proof of payment. Ano like, in-assume ko lang na like, hindi ka naman makakatapos sagutan yung form kung hindi mo, wala kang pinost na proof of payment. So, hindi ko chinek isa-isa yung reference number. Ideally, di ba? Kung business person, yun yung mga una mong titingnan, talaga mong nabayaran. Pero for me, during that time, I just want na mag-release itong books. So, yung challenge on me is kailangan ko rin i-build yung, kailangan ko maging sustainable. Hindi ko naman goal mamigay ng libreng libro din. Kailangan ko mag-grow din yung business kasi otherwise, hindi matutuloy yung, hindi ako makakagawa ng second book kasi babayaran ko yung illustrator, yung pagpaprint mo. So, kailangan ko maging conscious dun sa side na yun na self-learning talaga kasi hindi naman ako mag-4-year course ng business just to run the business nila. So, I need to find a way to manage that. So, mas yun yung nakikita kong challenge. And then, of course, the publishing world, getting connections with publishing world. Hindi naman ako takot with networking and building connections. Kasi sa FLCB, isa nga sa mga skills sa mga fans is how to communicate. And yung buong lifespan, from infants hanggang elderly, older adults, lahat yung covered natin in terms of how to communicate. So alam natin, developmentally, nasa stage sila, mga psychological crisis nila. So alam natin how to communicate with them. So sa part na wala tayong problem. But definitely, and we do a lot of community work naman sa FLCD. So we get to experience working with government, non-government, or private. So sanay naman tayo kung that. Pero definitely, I need to build a lot of that to make sure na ma-advocate din books. Actually, yung sa Manila International Book Fair, it's one of the biggest book fairs here in the Philippines. Nangyayari lang din siya out of, kasi in-invite ko si National Book Development Board, which is the government agency for books here in the Philippines. Kailangan mo mag-register sa kanila to be a publishing house. Since magla-launch ako ng publishing house, nag-invite lang ako sa kanila kung ma-attend sila sa launch. Pwede naman silang mag-no. Pero umattend, may umattend na representative, which I appreciated. And then yung nagustuhan naman niya yung advocacy ng PNR for a starting publishing house, in-invite niya kami sa MIBF. So, we were able to network to the bigger publishing. Doon ko nakilala iba't ibang publishers, na yung mga sikat na pangalan na nakikita ko lang sa mga books nandun sila, and you get to interact with them. So, yung mga next steps is how to connect with those people that can help build the advocacy of PNR.
I think not only connections lang din siguro yung na-build niyo dun, sir, no? Like, for sure, nag-share kayo ng insights din sa isa't isa. So, ayun. So, given that you're an graduate of FLCB, or you have a background in family life and child development, how does it affect or how does it help in creating like these storybooks that is appropriate to children?
Definitely, meron ko sila yung mga storybooks na ano ba ito yung word nice. Kasi honestly, kung sa masusulat ng mga libro, yung part na kung ang goal mo is makasulat ng libro, hindi siya nila. Anyone can write words, anyone can write a story. We were trained naman sa school to get ano yung basics ng may plot, may ganyan. So anyone can technically write a story, and I encourage everyone to write stories. Pero to write stories effectively and to help the target audience, that's a different kung may appreciate ba yung tao yung story na nagawa ko, that's a different story. And that will depend on what you know about the target audience. And dahil meron akong clinical and educational background, FLCD background, it's easier for me to do that. Kasi honestly, may mga nakita rin akong storybooks na hindi din talaga ako happy about. So, na-publish naman sila, makikita mo sila, pero like, ang haba, or like, kahit ikaw binili mo siya, pinakita mo sa mga kids in class, hindi nila na-appreciate. So, you get to see what works and what doesn't work. So, yung actual experience nila, na not all authors have. I'll name drop, not because like sinasabi ko, hindi ko sasabihin na hindi maganda kasi hindi ko pa naman nabasa. Pero like, for example, nung MIBF, isa sa mga nag-launch na storybooks nila ay si Mika Salamanca, kilala ko si Mika Salamanca, from TVB, diba? So, hindi ko nabasa yung book niya pa at all, pero one person, I mean, hindi ko alam kung anong background or anything ni Mika Salamanca, posible naman makaka-resonate tayo with the story. Pero siya, yun yung mga unang questions ko as a teacher in preschool child development is it, ano yung target audience niya? Yung content ba nun, does it reflect? Is it evidence-informed yung mga ganang bagay? Or nagsulat siya ng something resonant with her? She's allowed to do that naman.
Yes.
Okay? A storybook naman is not necessarily kahit pang children siya children's book. Gets ba? Kasi makakita kayo ng mga children's book na adult content talaga for parody.
Yes.
Nakikita kayo online ng mga books na pang-adults talaga yung content, yung mga innuendos. Pero yung wording in style pang bata. So alam mo, hindi yung pang bata. So yung mga ganun, anyone can write a story again. Pero definitely, ang pili kong edge naman ng PNL is that ang founder and yung mga authors nag-evaluate ng storybook is someone who actually work with children, was read a lot of storybooks that were effective for children, nagbasa ng story sa mga bata. Kasi yung mga authors actually hindi yan yung background. May mga authors na ang background nila is literature. So they were trained in writing stories, pero they're not necessarily a child development specialist or clinical psychologist who can have the same principles in writing as na nag-undergo na ganun.
So, yun. May mga nakita ka po bang like, insights nung habang nagsusulat ka ng mga storytelling? Like, there's this norm sa mga Filipino families na kailangan kong i-adapt dito sa stories ko para makarelate sila.
Definitely, for starting books na ipaproduce mo sa Plumata dahil gusto mo makilala at ma-appreciate ka pa ng general public, ang isa sa mga naisip ko is hindi ka talaga pwedeng maglabas ng very unique or very niche na topics mo na kasi nga ang goal mo is maging relatable ka to the general public. So as much as may goals ako in the future, for example, targeting storybooks for PWDs or with special needs ng mga bata kasi isa rin naman yung sa experience ko, or very minority groups, mahirap pa yung mag-produce ng ganyan kinds of books na strategically kasi hindi pa nga ganun ka wide yung audience mo,
Specific ka
sobrang specific audience pa yung target mo, di ba? So ang goal mo is maging relatable as much as possible to the general public kasi eventually kapag you get that audience na, then you start sharing na yung mga very unique and very niche. So isa sa mga actually yung first book namin kaya ako rin siya pinilit na naging bata kasi ang goal ko is ma-embody yung first book namin yung goals na Plumata. So ang goal niya is books for parenting the next generation and stories to educate the mind comfort as well. So kailangan ma-embody yun ng book. So yung ginawa ko yung naging bagay, inisip ko, ano ba yung unang sa experience ko with FLC, tsaka kasi ano ba yung unang kailangan ko balikan ng isang parent or matutunan ng isang parent, maging reminder ng isang parent na madaling ma-digest, na makakatulong sa kanila sa pagkalaki ng bata. Which is, mabalik tayo sa ang unang experience nila of parenting, kung hindi sila nag-parenting education is yung paano ba ako pinalaki. And so yung unang lang pagpapalagda is your personal experience nila. So which is, relative, lahat ng magulang makaka-relate yun. Kasi wala namang magulang na hindi, diba, na walang naging parenting experience. Kahit the absence of parenting is an parenting experience definitely. So yun yun, una kong ginagawa. So I know everyone can relate to looking back in their own childhood. Kasi we all had a childhood. Kahit sabihin natin wala kasi hindi siya masaya, meron, kaya hindi lang masaya. Diba? So, yun. Kaya yun yung unang book, naging balance. Really looking inward, what happened then, and what do you wanna do? Kasi yun yung, and actually, yung second book na ilalabas namin by this November, na-realize ko na maging magandang gumawa muna ng series. So, meron akong tawagin na sa ito lang, kayo palang makakalam nila. Inner Child series. So basically, yung first 4 storybooks, or not necessarily first 4, basta may 4 storybooks kami i-release na it's all about how to reparent the inner child. So, when we started with looking back to the inner child, and then yung second book is about, I don't know why I share yun. Kasi yung second book is also something that feeling ko makaka-relate lahat ng, hindi lang parent, kahit adult na magbabasa ng book. And when they're able to relate to that, mas matutulungan nila yung mga bata na on how to have a better childhood experience.
So, aside po dun sa mga nabanggit yung specific plans na gusto nyo muna maging general and then release this niche, yung mga yung target audience na yung topics, and yung sa i-release nyo po sa future na yung series ninyo, may mga other specific plans pa po ba kayo? Like, are you trying to hire another one of your writers or hiring a specific illustrator?
Definitely, ang goal lang for now, for the first year, is build, know what's happening. Kasi actually, lost pa ako. Like, alam ko lang how to write books, but again, how do you sell the books, how do you deliver books. Right now, I'm trying, we're building connections. Kasi yung MIBF, nakilala namin yung full book, mga bookstores, basically. So, now we need to communicate with them and then know how to sell our books to them. Kasi after nun, pag nag-grow mo na yung credibility mo, may actual system ka na for inventory, as basic as inventory, hindi ko pa, ako lang natin kasi gumagawa, diba, nagre-lecture pa ako ng PDH, ng mga engagements pa ako with other institutions. So, ang hirap lang yan pagsabay-sabayan. Pero yun, pag nakabuild ka na ng system of inventory, of sales, may mga school visits pa kami every now and then. Pag nabuild mo na yung credibility and system mo, saka ka mag-invite na new authors to it. Kasi ayoko din naman na mag-invite ako ng author to write, tapos hindi ko naman maganda yung books na kasi wala naman ako clear network pa na pwede niyang gamitin. So yun, unahin ko muna na make sure muna na may magbe-benefit naman sila sa pag-publish sa amin. So, building credibility definitely is the first one. So, writing more storybooks and then making sure na may kumikita na through the sales, through the networks that we have. And then eventually, having new authors. And then eventually, dahil nga fairly one-man team ako, kung kumikita enough naman yung publishing books, definitely, hiring more people din towards to be able to do yung mga other works natin na hindi na ako lang. So, very mga executive decisions na lang kasi may mga on the ground na mas makakawal office work, even accounting.
Yeah, so that is actually our last question na po. Pero as a closing, do you have a message to not hindi lang po sa mga FLCD students, but in students pursuing a career not in education and psychology that will benefit the child development, yung practice ng child development.
So, ano yung message? Yung message ay
Yung sa mga
general
katulad po
message.
namin. Opo. Na,
Kung gusto mag-publish ng or in general.
or in general,
message.
like, pwede pa namin ito gawing career track
I
ng
see.
pagiging publisher
Well,
or writer.
definitely, we are in a society now or generation now of content creators naman. So, any content na ngayon ang magmamatter.
Mhm.
Diba? Ang wish ko and ang hope ko, ang message ko for people in our field is hindi tayo ganun ka sikat and relevant na field
Mhm.
compared to other fields.
Yes.
Diba? So, ilan lang ba naging FLCD as a course or psychology or education as a course? Hindi rin tayo known to be a lucrative job. Kaya hindi rin tayo ganun sikat. So, ang hope ko is na meron kasi valuable kasi yung what we are doing in our field and it actually impacts a person's life.
Yes.
Ganun siya ka-valuable pero hindi aware yung mga tao how valuable it is.
I thought for it.
So regardless of anong puntahan mo field or kung magpupunta ka sa field of media and creatives, content creation, I hope you're able to find a way to share our advocacy of what we know, to be able to share the awareness of the value of the field. Kasi nga again, it affects everyone. Everyone has a childhood experience. Lahat tayo affected by it. But not everyone knows of the principles of development, for example. Not knowing na yun yung mga very thing that made them this way. And they're gonna be parents at some point or they're gonna take care of children kahit hindi nila sa anak yan. Meron silang impact sa society natin at large. So, hopefully, ang message ko talaga is spread mo lang yung awareness and yung value na field natin to other people in what way or format na siya gawin. Storybooks, content, or just doing your work, or just simply posting sa Facebook kapag may social issue about certain topic. Pwede namang ma-relate talaga yung FLCD to.
So, and guys, sana ma-apply niyo yung sinabi ni Teacher Edgar. And I vouch for it din naman, Teach. Kasi during our classes, lalo na yung kanina, yung topic na, it was actually the Freudian sleep. Na-relate ko rin po yung sarili ko dun sa mga topic na sinasabi nyo. Kaya parang yung learning sa akin ng FLCD 101 is mas madali kasi you're just looking back at your childhood and giving definition to that experiences.
Label in your person.
Yeah. So, yun na po, teacher. And sana po, thank you po.
All the best sa inyong FLCD 101.
Thank you, teach. Thank you so much for sa time.